Cardiff again playing with 3 out-and-out strikers in their 4-3-3 formation. It's their defence that's under examination here, though. As Knight sets up Facey. Oh, that wasn't too far from that far post. Danny Gabardine looked to be in control. A stumble from him in the end. Can't let Liam Knight in. Looking for City. The angle was too difficult for Delroy Facey. Graham Kavanagh, I'm sure, fancies this free kick. Just about the right distance for him. Graham Kavanagh over the wall. Comfortable enough in the end for Martin Margetson. Fortune West out on the right wing of all places, fighting hard for possession and winning the corner for Cardiff. Kavanagh to swing this one away from the keeper. In comes Young, down and up over the bar. Scott Young back in the side and so dangerous from these set pieces. Gabardine with the throw. Flicked on by Young. Fortune West turning over the keeper and in. Peter Thorne at the far post. Cardiff into the lead with 39 minutes gone. Danny Gabardine's throw was flicked on by Scott Young. Theo Fortune West did so well as Margetson committed himself. It might have dropped in anyway, but Peter Thorne was there at the far post to make absolutely certain. 1-0 to Cardiff. Cardiff have looked fairly comfortable so far in this second half. Corner. And Kavanagh. Setting it Gabardine. Fortune West with the flick on for Thorne. 2-0. Peter Thorne doubles the lead for Cardiff after 62 minutes, and this is turning into a wonderful night for the Bluebirds. Leo Fortune West flicked on Gabardine's 3-ball. Peter Thorne with a clinical left foot finish. Lee McCarry and Joe Jordan will want to see their Huddersfield side put something back fairly quickly here, as Jenkins goes past Gabardine and squares it back for Booth. Oh well, Andy Booth just off the bench, but he should have done better with that one. Earnshaw just losing possession on the edge of that Huddersfield box. A chance for them to set up something now. Worked out again tonight. Jenkins has gone forward, gets it now. Jenkins into the box, into the air from Young. Up goes Alexander and Booth goes down, and that's a penalty. A penalty given for that challenge by Spencer Pryor and Andy Booth, and I have to say that looks very harsh indeed. Neil Alexander was always going to claim that. There was contact, but as it is, Kenny Irons has brought Huddersfield right back into this match. 79 minutes gone, Alexander going the wrong way, but what a big decision by referee Graham Laws. Pryor did make contact with Booth, but well, is that really worth a penalty? Huddersfield with a bit between their teeth now. Liam Knight such a threat down this right hand side since the departure of the injured Danny Gabardine. Knight wins a corner here. All the momentum now with the home side at the moment. As Kenny Irons takes this corner. On at the near post and in! Chris Hay has equalised for Huddersfield. 2 goals in 3 minutes, and it's all gone terribly wrong for Cardiff City. 82 minutes on the watch. Chris Hay left all alone in front of goal, and that could be 2 vital points lost by City.
I'm disappointed. I mean, a contentious decision, that penalty, without a shadow of a doubt. Now, I can't be sure that it wasn't one, because I can't see from where I am. It looks very dubious to me. And the referee has had a massive influence on this game, because there's no way Huddersfield are getting back without that decision. No way. Because the second goal, which was their own fault, doesn't happen if the first one doesn't happen. As I say, I can't be sure, because I can't see from the dugout. But I didn't see any Huddersfield players appealing. And I bet you a year's wages we wouldn't have got it at the other end.
So how disappointed are you with the result?
I mean, I suppose on paper it's not a bad result for us. Huddersfield are, you know, a top 6 team like us. That point may take us into the playoff situation, but obviously when you've got a 2-0 lead and you've got complete and utter control of the game, you're obviously disappointed to get to 2-2. I think, hey, Huddersfield are workmanlike and you know, and look, they've done a great job, Lou and Joe. They have done a great job. They have, and I wouldn't want to diminish their sort of success in any way. I'm just saying, in my opinion, there was no way back for Huddersfield without that decision, and I didn't see one Huddersfield player competing.
After that, of course, and after the second goal, you could have actually lost it.
Yeah,
That
we
would have
could.
been even worse.
Huddersfield started the game very well. In the first 10 or 15 minutes, they got on top of us and had a couple of chances, and they finished the game very well. They did. In the last 10 or 15 minutes, we could have got beat, you're right, and they had a go at it, and it's credit to them, really. They were being outplayed for the rest of the time, but they stuck to it. That's a characteristic of their play. It is. And you're right, they could have beaten us in the last 10 or 15 minutes, and there's some valuable lessons to be learned from us there. You know, we've cruised along and won a lot of games on the trot, and it looks as if we were going to do this one, and all of a sudden, you know, we get a dodgy decision and we lose concentration at a set play, and it's good night.
Cardiff's last home game of the regular season, a win today, and we'll all be back for those playoffs. But for the first time this season, no Danny Gabidon in the Bluebirds lineup. He came off injured at Huddersfield in midweek, so Gary Croft is in at left back. Otherwise, it's the same side that drew at the McAlpine on Tuesday. And record by Peter Thorne has found the perfect time to hit form. His brace up in Yorkshire made it 5 goals in 6 games, and if Cardiff do reach those playoffs, every chance of meeting his old club Stoke City. Notts County aren't short of incentive themselves. A win today would guarantee second division football next season, but they are missing midfield playmaker Darren Caskey, who's banned. A couple of familiar names. Jeff Whitley is the brother of Wrexham's Jim, and star striker Danny Allsop had a spell on loan at the racecourse 2 seasons back. The Australian is the main reason why County look like staying up. 25 goals for the season, including the winner against Blackpool last week. Man in charge this afternoon is Paul Rasher from Worcestershire. Well, last week City were in the oldest town in the country, Colchester. Now they're playing the oldest team, and it's the future, not the past, that concerns Cardiff City. The equation is this: a win equals the playoffs. A draw probably does, although it may not be confirmed until next week, and if they lose here, we may all be sweating at Tranmere on Saturday. First touch for Rob Earnshaw. Scott Young will give Neil Alexander his first touch. A near full house at Ninian Park, somewhere around 17,000. Fortune West. Richardson very close to him. Not close enough though. Can he get across it? It's towards Peter Thorne. Defender jumping with it. Earnshaw going in. And eventually Stuart Garden very happy to clutch it. Good stuff from Fortune West out wide though. Hung it up in the air towards Thorne. The defender jumping with him was Nicholson, who just about did enough. May not be quite as easy for Cardiff today as the bookmakers and all the experts believe. Talking about that one at Notts County, 6 wins in 8, and last Saturday they won at Blackpool. Previously they were 2 up against QPR at QPR inside the first 10 minutes. They lost 3-2 to a late goal. And back to go forward, here's Whitley again. Now Liebert. Trying to get it onto the right foot, and he did, he scores! Well, no one marks Notts County. The away fans celebrate, and that has put a big dampener on proceedings at Ninian Park. Richard Liebert's second goal of the season, fed by Whitley. Weston couldn't get close enough to him, and Alexander may feel he could have been down a little quicker, although it was well placed into the corner. And with 11 minutes gone, Notts County, who clearly haven't read the script here, are a goal to the good. Cass jumping. Fortune West gets it back. Boland. He's won it against Whitley, who then brought him down. Always the obvious target. Scott Young, though, is up as well, just behind Fortune West. The Cavernous delivery. On for defender. Boland's header. Fortune West got something on it, and it should be the goalkeeper's. He's lost it, and Thorne's shot was blocked, and then the effort eventually from Fortune West was wide. What a scramble. It all came about when Cavernous delivery caused problems. It was Boland who got it back. Almost too many cooks here for Cardiff. Goalkeeper in all sorts of trouble. Fortune West with the last effort. Pryor. First touch wasn't a good one, but he still managed to recover and get the crossing. Young's header. Garden don't hate to tip it over. He hasn't lost a game yet. 8 wins, 3 draws. And he's a goal down. Bonner to Kavanagh again. He's got Weston available this side. Bonner's dummy. Earnshaw on the turn! Off the woodwork! And somehow it stayed out. That was a splendid effort. Clever little dummy here by Mark Bonner. One touch to control and one to hit. And Garden not lucky. And he also got injured, I think. Fortune West went in trying to pick up the pieces from the rebound and made contact with the goalkeeper. Doesn't look rusty, Earnshaw, does he, after 7 weeks out? And by Fortune West. It's easy for Liebert. And the first time ball. Pryor had to get a shift on because Alsop is pretty quick. And he's also pretty agile. That's a free kick that's counted. Pryor always struggling to get to him, although I'm not going to say he went down a little bit easily, but there was contact there. Gary Owens is the man who's going to take the kick. A free header, and off the post, and then Heffernan somehow struck at the goalkeeper. What a let-on. So the woodwork struck at both ends, almost happened in slow motion. Cardiff so easily could have fallen 2 goals down. It was Fenton's header off the inside of the post, and then Heffernan, on a foot either way, it was 2-0. Plenty of talking to be done by Lenny Lawrence at half-time. Bill Durden will be delighted with the way things are. So the whistle goes. Disappointment in the first 45 minutes for Cardiff. Richard Liebert's goal after 11 minutes really stunned the home crowd. Both teams then went on to hit the post. The news is that Bristol City are losing, and it's just as well, because at half-time here, it's Cardiff 0, Notts County 1. Welcome back to Soccer Sunday, where the Cardiff fans have been out with the calculators at half-time. Some really intriguing scores from around the country. Bristol City are 4 down at Blackpool, and if they don't score 5 in the second half, Cardiff will definitely be in the playoffs, regardless of whether they lose this game. Young. Croft. Bonner. Chance to run at his man. He was behind Earnshaw. Thorne got a touch. It's Rob Earnshaw. First touch just took him too wide. And Garden was out very quickly to smother the shot, which was from a very, very tight angle. But it is a corner. First of the second half. Taken by Kavanagh. And he's in! And it's Scott Young again. Where he pops up with some vital goals. And now, at 1-1, and still the best part of 40 minutes to go, the automatic promotion dream is back on again. And don't they know it? Kavanagh's corner. And Young arrived, he got in front of Fortune West, and he wasn't picked up. In the same way that Cardiff could lose this game and still get into those playoffs, Notts County could lose and still stay up. They also will be checking results elsewhere at 10-5. On by Marcel Cass, away by Pryor. Headed down by Fortune West. Now Thorpe. Earnshaw trying to stay on side. Weston's made a great one on the far side. It's Earnshaw though. On the turn. Now he's picked out Weston. 2 waiting. It's going to reach Boland! And the goalkeeper saved with his leg. Willie Boland has scored just once all season. So near to getting a second. Earnshaw did well to spot the run of Reece Weston. And it came off the defender to Boland. And the goalkeeper's left knee kept it out. Needs some more effort now, Bill Dearden, because his side are in danger of being overrun here. Hop forward. Owens with the corner. Led by Fortune West. Whitley. A clever volley that was. Owens. It's a teaser, and it should have been 2-1 counting. Off the top of the bar from Heffernan. And it was all set up by the pass to get it back to Owens. And the header from Heffernan clip the top of the crossbar. Really intelligent volleyed pass that from Whitley. Inch perfect. And so was Gary Owen's cross. And Heffernan will think he should have scored. Cardiff will be delighted he didn't. Wide from Boland. Now Weston. County with plenty back behind the ball here, on by Kavanagh. Straight to Ireland. Earnshaw's chest, nearly broke for Peter Thorne, it's a corner. Fryer got a flick on that. Goalkeeper used his punch, and then Boland completely missed his kick. His eyes lit up there. Certainly had time to strike it before he was closed down. It was 3 off the tee. Earnshaw. Clever turn again. Such a hard man to catch when he's got the ball with his feet. Still Earnshaw. Boland, that's a good touch. Kavanagh. They're queuing up in the middle. It's going to come for Scott Young. Fine save by Cardiff. For once they had so many players forward, it came off the defender Whitley. Good first touch by Young, and not a bad second either. Good hand from the goalkeeper. Gary Croft. More outside him. Fortune West. Kavanagh. Earnshaw! You'd have put your mortgage on it. It should, it could have been the moment. Kavanagh did so well, and he didn't keep it down. Flicked off Fortune West's head, but there was no support. And he was aiming, and the goalkeeper made one of the worst clearances of the season. And now Boland. They've got 3 in the middle here, Cardiff. Cross was just pulled back behind Paul Brayson, who has retrieved it. Bonner. Just the handball fell on deaf ears. That will be a free kick, though. I think the referee thought about playing the advantage because the ball had come back to Croft, but he is going to penalise Cass for the challenge. Whitley, Allsop and Nicholson are the men in the firing line here. But Scott Young is up, so is Pryor, so is Fortune West and Thorne. 4 6-footers waiting on the far post. It's got to be the chip. It was! And it's in! And it's Scott Young again! 2 for Young, 2 for Cardiff. Playoffs, here we come. He put it on a sixpence here, Kavanagh. And there was no one near Young, the goalkeeper in no man's land, not for the first time this afternoon. So simple, so effective. Crowd want Paul Racier to blow his whistle. Still a couple of seconds left. Kavanagh. Thorne. Boland's pass. Grayson is wide. And Cardiff City are bound for the playoffs. They've come from behind. 2 goals from Scott Young. The question is, has their longest serving player kick-started a new Cardiff City revolution? 3 games away now from League Division 1. 17,000 here to see it. They came from behind after Leibert's early goal, and the season now will be extended, possibly all the way to the Millennium Stadium on May the 11th. Final score, it's Cardiff City 2, Notts County 1.
We started poorly. They caught us on the break at the first 15 minutes. We deserved to be in the lead, and to be fair, but for a bit of luck, they'd have been 2 up. It's easier to score, and it's finished up in Neil's hands, otherwise we'd have been 2 down.
You're into 4th now, so the playoff is there for you. Who would you fancy playing?
No, whoever. They'll get the same respect as any. Whoever it is will get the same respect. There'll be no fear, and there'll be the same respect shown to whoever the opposition is. I've got no. We're just going to try and win at Tranmere. I'm not going to mess about with the team. You know, I'm not going to try and manoeuvre this or manoeuvre that. If Reading beat Brentford, which I wouldn't be surprised if they did, then we'll be. If we win, I think we can be 3rd, and that's what we'll be going for, the highest possible position. If it's a draw, which I suppose is the logical thing, then who knows what might happen. But we'll be trying our best to win that game. I do not want to end the season on a losing note. Very, very important.
Boland into Fortune West, and here's Earnshaw to strike. Fine save, Kavanagh. Blocked by Mellon. A good hit from Earnshaw. Fine stop. Fortune West. Again, not able to judge the bounce of the ball on what is a pretty bumpy surface here. Earnshaw seeing it at first hand. Here's Kumas. Onto the right foot. It was a terrific effort and an excellent stop from Ian Alexander. Well, Kumas has looked the man most likely to break the deadlock here. Missed a sitter early on, a free kick just wide, and a tremendous effort there, which forced an equally fine response from Ian Alexander. It was at full stretch to save that from Kumas. Really sweet strike with the right foot. They have quite a bit to say at half-time. Lenny Lawrence with his assistant there, Ian Butterworth, on the right. Hines. Far too deep. Very comfortable header away by Weston. Kavanagh. Navarro has had a decent first half for Tranmere. This is Kumas. With Weston to take on. Weston stood his ground. Came back to Kumas. And it should have been in. It's off the bar. And it's going to be handball on the line by Young. Barlow can't believe it. And the referee says play on. Double escape for Cardiff City. The cross from Kumas, which began the problems as far as Cardiff were concerned. Excellent header by Barlow. Back off the bar. Just watch Scott Young here as Barlow tries to follow up. Well, does look like he used the arm. You can see all the Tranmere players appealing there. He just might have got lucky. And the other thing, of course, is that he's already been booked. So if that had been seen as intentional handball, he'd have been sent off as well. Well, here's what Roy Pearson didn't see as handball. He was really unlucky in the first place, actually, Barlow. The header back off the crossbar. And then the follow-up, well, used a bit of his body as well, but there was certainly some hand involved. Just checking what's happening elsewhere, involving the likes of Brentford and Reading, also Stoke and Huddersfield. Header by Thornton. We've played 2 minutes of stoppage time now. Not quite sure where this is coming from. In towards Barlow. Really made it too. Weston with the throw then for Cardiff. Eventually. Well, finally, referee Roy Pearson does blow his whistle. Bring the first half to an end. Scott Young very lucky to still be on the pitch, booked, and then appeared to handle on the line from Barlow, whose first effort had come back off the bar. Half-time then at Prenton Park. It's Tranmere Rovers 0, Cardiff City 0. Welcome back to Soccer Sunday. No changes to either side at half-time. Cardiff, remember, need to win this game to guarantee a home game in the second leg of the playoff semi-finals. So after that match, the first leg will be next Sunday, and then the return game the following Wednesday. Second division playoff final at the Millennium Stadium on the 11th of May. Yates' head. This is Pryor. Weston. Looking long towards Fortune West. It was too high for him and Sharps. It's a good quick release from Murphy. Here's Thornton. Croft. Kavanagh. Croft again. Jason Kumas. Hines. And Croft and Young rather left back to each other. Eventually Croft did get it back to Alexander. Boland's touch. Here's Mellon. Howard. Kumas again. Roberts. Howarth. Just the final pass. That's been the problem for Tranmere. Well, Cardiff are going to make a change only 5 minutes into the second half. It's Scott Young coming off. Now, he has got a persistent groin problem. It's going to need an operation in the summer. Might be partly a precautionary substitution. James Collins, in any case, is on. It really is a scrappy game, and I'm bound to say the pitch has played a full part in that. This is Thornton. Barlow. Mellon shot, charged down by Boland. Looked like handball against Boland again, but nothing given. And here's Earnshaw. 3 defenders ahead of him, though. And he took one to stop him. That was a good challenge by Sharps. Boland. In towards Earnshaw, but Yates always looked like he had the measure of that kind of pass. And a foul by Howarth on Collins means the free kick is given to Cardiff City, and they want to make a change, the Bluebirds. It's Rob Earnshaw who's being called off. So still no goal for Earnshaw since his comeback from injury. Now some craft and some guile. Hopefully provided by Jason Bowen from the bench. He's got just under half an hour. Been a disappointing season for Tranmere and their supporters. Weston. Boland hugging that touchline. And he's got his corner. Thorne and Fortune West both waiting. So no shortage of options here for Kavanagh. And he goes short to Boland. Kavanagh again. Fortune West was jumping there. Didn't get a very clean contact. Here's Collins. Bonner. Too deep for Spencer Pryor. He's the furthest man over. Bowen. Now Thorne. Bonner. Thorne again, just muscled out a bit by Yates. Barlow used his hand, and this time the referee saw it. And it's going to be a card as well. And because Barlow's had a word with the referee, it gets moved forward 10 yards as well. Croft. Boland. Fortune West took it away from Thorne then, who certainly didn't call. Here's Croft. That's a miss-hit ball. Never away by Thornton. Croft again. Kavanagh. Boland. Wide is Gary Croft. Bonner outside him. Boland. Thorne. Croft. Now Peter Thorne tries to shoot. They were so patient in the build-up there, Cardiff. Everything but the finish. It was very elaborate. They knew exactly what they were doing, just worked the opening here. For once he got the run on Yates, but it was a pretty woeful shot, truth be told. Less than 20 minutes left. Croft. Mellon. Little touch on by Peter Thorne. Kavanagh. Boland. Bit short that for Croft. He did well to get it away from Thornton. Here's Bonner. Croft's continued his run. Kavanagh. Croft again. That's a fabulous goal by Cardiff. Croft's first for the club. A terrific move. Tranmere 0, Cardiff 1. It's taken 70-odd minutes. It's been worth the wait. But he did the hard work initially by winning a ball where he was second favourite, Croft. Worked out to Bonner, and the key was that Croft had continued his run. And a really bit of clever interplay with Kavanagh, and a tidy finish past Murphy. Only got a handful of goals through his career at Ipswich and Grimsby and also Blackburn, Gary Croft. And certainly he hasn't got a goal that's as well worked as this one. 72 minutes gone. And Cardiff now, if they don't concede, are guaranteed to play their second leg of their semi-final at Ninian Park. Cheer up, Swansea are worse than you, is the chant from the Cardiff fans. So much for Sam Hammam's solidarity. It's actually bussing in 20 coachloads of Swansea fans for the final of the Welsh Cup coming up next week. Run by Boland. Here's Bowen. Running straight at the heart of Tranmere here, Jason Bowen, and then laying it off to Croft. Bowen again, it's clever, Thorne. Croft. That's a bit short by Croft, didn't give Maxwell much of a chance. Parkinson on the run, and that was well watched by Spencer Pryor. Doesn't want to get in a one-on-one sprint with Parkinson off level start. Hines. Towards Howard. There's one very solidly by James Collins, who's looked very sure since he came on. Howard's header. Good tip over. And that was looping under the crossbar. And Alexander certainly couldn't afford to take the chance. Played in by Kumas. For once he got there ahead of his marker. Watched it all the way. All the big money signings that Cardiff have bought this season, the likes of Thorne and Kavanagh. He just cost £200,000 in Alexander. Absolute bargain. Looking for his 14th clean sheet of the season. Mellon's corner. Away by Collins. Pryor's header. Kumas. Mickey Mellon. Long towards Thornton. Croft has to be careful here, but in fact there's a flag up on the far side. Well, it's not exactly tropical on the Wirral, and they don't care. Less than 2 minutes of the 90 left. He's going to go into the playoffs unbeaten as Cardiff manager. Parkinson. Can't get into Cardiff's half at the moment, Tranmere Rovers. A game for them, much like their season that started quite promisingly and then simply fizzled out. But for Cardiff City, the season is not over, not by a long way. Mellon. Clearance by Spencer Pryor. 30 seconds of stoppage time left. Maxwell. Good run by Maxwell. Only Bowen in the middle. Knocked away by Roberts. Excellent turn of foot from the substitute. Took out 3 defenders here. Leighton Maxwell. Cross nearly found Bowen as well. Final whistle. And Cardiff guarantee themselves a top 4 finish. Watched by over 1,500 travelling fans. The goal from a very unlikely source. Only his 3rd in the last 6 years from Gary Croft. Midway through the second half. Good enough to win the game that was never a classic. And for Cardiff now, the hard work of the playoffs can start in earnest next weekend. Final score at Prenton Park. Tranmere Rovers 0, Cardiff City 1.
Lenny, you didn't buy Croft for his goal scoring. I think it's his third in 6 years, but it was a super effort, especially on a very bumpy pitch.
Yeah, it was a good. That's about the best move of the game for us. It was a good move. We started to pass the ball much better in the second half, and that was a reward for our efforts, really. But in fairness, we were lucky to be in it at half time. That's the worst 45 minutes we've put in for a long time. But credit to the players, we sorted a couple of things out at half time, and in the second half we controlled it really, and we're just about value for that goal.
Did you have any sort of view that the follow-up header that came back off the bar, and then it appeared that Scott Young, certainly our camera showed, he probably handled it on the line and got away with it?
I think we were extremely extremely fortunate that a penalty wasn't given against us.
And he'd have been off too because he'd been booked already.
Yeah, you need bits of luck like that. That's why I took him off just after half time. You know, I made a big song and dance at Huddersfield when we didn't get, we got a penalty awarded against us, which I thought was against the spirit of the law. This time we've been lucky. All right, there's not quite so much at stake, and who knows what might have happened at the end of the day. But it still, you know, it still looked like a penalty, and in fairness, we were fortunate there.
So instead of automatic promotion, it's Stoke first, 2 legs. First one is away.
Yep.
How do you rate Stoke? It'll be an interesting game with Kavanagh and Thorne going back.
Good player, they're a good team, aren't they? They're good players. You know, obviously, they're one of the favourites at the start of the season. You know, we'd be probably the 2 biggest clubs in it. I don't know. I mean, I think that I respect the management team at Stoke. I know John Rudge very well. They've been in it 3 years on the trot. They've got some talented players. So I have to say, I'm not sorry that I'm going to be facing them over 2 legs. You know, they're the sort of team that if you weren't spot on could do you in a final.
Well, in the final, if you get there, it might be Huddersfield. Lou Macari's been saying that it's a big advantage for Cardiff playing at the Millennium Stadium. What do you think about that?
I think that I'll play where you like. You know, I don't fix the venues. I'd rather have 2 legs home and away, like it used to be when it all first started. But every time I say that, everybody goes, "Oh well, you know, don't moan about it," you know, and all that. I mean, I'm happy if it's at Cardiff, it's at Cardiff. If it's at Manchester United, it's at Manchester United. If it's 2 legs, well, fine.
Don't think you'll be short of support at the Britannia Stadium either.
No, we won't be. We won't be short. Please God, we get through. We won't be short either. But I respect Stoke, and we'll have to be better than we were in the first half today. But in fairness to the players, they've made a fantastic effort. You know, we've nearly doubled the points total, nearly, since I took over.
Would you believe that if someone had suggested it when you took over? 33 points from 39?
No, I wouldn't. But they made a fantastic effort, the players. They have, and it's, you know, it's a credit to them, really. It's been 15, 16, 17 of them who've played a part, you know, and some have played virtually all the games. They made a massive effort. They were below par today. And perhaps we deserve that little bit of luck that kept us in the game at half-time, because that's the first time we've been below par for a long, long time.
After 9 months of blood, sweat and toil, it's now effectively cup football to decide promotion. 4-1 doesn't go, and the final at the Millennium Stadium is just 2 weeks away. Leading the line for Stoke, the giant Scotsman Chris Iwelumo, who really came to prominence playing pro football in Denmark. He's got 12 goals for the season, the club's leading scorer. Just the one change in the Stoke side, Jurgen van Deurzen dropped to the bench because Wayne Thomas is available again after suspension. It's a very young side, 10 of them in their 20s. 30-year-old Sergei Stanyuk is the odd man out. For Peter Thorne, it's a first return to an old stomping ground. The ex-Stoke man missed both league games against the Potters and is assured a hostile welcome. The same can be said of former Stoke midfielder Graham Kavanagh, who still leads the Cardiff scoring charts with 15 goals. It's an unchanged City lineup, although Andy Campbell does make the bench in place of Paul Grayson. The man in charge this afternoon is Tony Leake from Darwen in Lancashire, who refereed the league game here between the sides in December. No bookings that day, but he did send a player off last weekend at Macclesfield. It's 4th versus 5th, but the regular season is now history. And there is a capacity 28,000 crowd inside the Britannia Stadium. And just to remind you that away goals no longer count double in playoff games. The turn match, of course, to come at Ninian Park next Wednesday. And straight away, Rob Earnshaw is dumped on the seat of his pants. Free kick to Cardiff City inside the first 20 seconds here. There was some speculation that Earnshaw might have been left out today in place of Andy Campbell. But manager Lenny Lawrence said he's looked sharp in training. It's deep towards Peter Thorne, who won the header. Fortune West on the turn and then missed his kick completely. And that was more than a half chance for Cardiff City. Really was an excellent chance for the City number 9, who's been in terrific form in the last couple of months or so. It was just an air shot. Kavanagh's first touch, and a few boos ring round the Britannia Stadium. It's on by Fortune West to Earnshaw. He's got past Clark. Handy side came across to cover. Decision goes in Cardiff's favour, and it's a very positive start from Lenny Lawrence's side here. Not scored Rob Earnshaw since coming back from that 7-week injury layoff. Fortune West touch. Shot was charged down. Thorne. Straight to Cutler. He'll be really keen to score today, Peter Thorne. He in fact got 4 goals in the first 5 games of the season as a Stoke player. Before that £1.8 million move. Gudjonsson kept it in. Iwaluma with a Young right behind him. Gudjonsson across towards the far post. It was O'Connor who threw himself at it. Kavanagh only got it half clear. Shooting chance was charged down, and then Iwaluma way off target with the follow-up. Gudjonsson. Fortune West is among those tracking back. Symptomatic of his play in the last few weeks. Not just used as an out-and-out striker, although technically Cardiff are playing 4-3-3. Now some space for Thorne, with Weston bombing down the right-hand side. Only Earnshaw up with him, and that was neither cross nor shot, but Earnshaw has retrieved it. Now he needs some support. Corner. Cardiff's first of the game. Kavanagh's got to take the wind into account here as he takes this corner. It really is blowing fiercely. Or just a hand to it from Cutler, who looked a little at ease. In by Boland. Earnshaw got his angles all wrong there. Misdirected the header. And there could be a break on now for Stoke. Cardiff players streaming back. O'Connor dispossessed in the end by Kavanagh, who's still down a cul-de-sac here. Got out of it very skillfully. Fortune West. "24 years old now. Iwaluma. Fortune West with a free header. Stanyuk beat Earnshaw. Kavanagh was dispossessed. Crowd enjoyed that. It's come back to Croft though. Earnshaw. Played it straight at Thomas. Now Gudjonsson for Stoke City. On by Iwaluma, but misguided. Kavanagh. Now Earnshaw. Wants the 1-2, and he's got it back from Thorne. Great chance here for Rob Earnshaw. And Cardiff City lead. He said he was match fit, and now they'll believe it. 12 minutes gone, and Earnshaw gives Cardiff the lead. 1 foot maybe in the playoff final. Beautifully worked. Earnshaw at the heart of it. He got it back quickly from Thorne, that was the key, and then kept his cool to tuck it past Cutler. Just the start the Bluebirds wanted. Stoke City ripped apart. Clearly onside. Thomas was playing him on by a couple of yards. And for a man who hasn't scored for more than 2 months, he took it very confidently indeed. Dinning. It's easy for Reece Weston. Just canned off the back of Iwaluma though. And Clark has got it wide. And here's O'Connor. Challenged by Kavanagh, but it's not cleared yet for Cardiff. Iwaluma, nice turn, good chance. And the first save that Alexander's had to make, low to his right. And he did it confidently enough. Just about the best build that we've seen from Stoke. Iwaluma involved. The shot didn't have too much power, but it would have sneaked into the corner. It's a good run by Goodfellow. And he's got it back, and there were 2 in the middle waiting. Didn't reach Cook, it might reach Gudjonsson. It should really be 1-1. Well, Goodfellow's probing down the left is causing Cardiff some problems now. And Bjarni Gudjonsson should really have capitalised on his work. Goodfellow with the ball in, it was a ricochet that fell for Gudjonsson. He rather snatched at it, and it was some way wide. That is Rob Earnshaw. He was just hauled over right in front of the assistant official. No way in the world that wasn't a free kick, despite Peter Handyside's protests to the contrary. Now Kavanagh has been dead-eye dick this season, whether it's direct shots on goal or the telling crossing to the middle. Young is up. He's got a few this season. Cutler got half a fist to it. Played back in. Fortune West off the post and out for the corner. Thwarted by the woodwork. And a second goal look there for the taking. Wasn't the most convincing punch. And Fortune West unlucky. He was almost heading it blind. He didn't know exactly where the goal was. The final minute now of stoppage time at the Britannia Stadium. And all the noise is coming from the Cardiff City supporters. 2,500 of them who've made the trip on organised coaches and have enjoyed what they've seen in the first 45 minutes. This is Good Johnson though for Stoke City. In by Dinning, a dangerous ball, and it took a strange sort of spin off the turf there. Gone behind safely for the goal kick, but all it needed was a touch. Really devilish ball in. No one got a touch. And that just might be Stoke's last meaningful attack of the first half. We've just got 10 seconds remaining. Earnshaw not able to take it in his stride. Just take his time here, Neil Alexander, and wait for Cook to pressure him. Just taking some seconds off the clock. Referee's had one look, and he's decided that that's all he needs. A very satisfactory 45 minutes for Cardiff. Rob Earnshaw having scored the goal after 12 minutes that took the sting out of Stoke. Fortune West could have had a second but was denied by a post. But it's a satisfactory scoreline at half-time. Stoke City 0, Cardiff 1. The second half. Welcome back to Soccer Sunday, where the rain has returned, and so have the same 22 players that finished the first half. No changes to either side. Cardiff leading courtesy of Rob Earnshaw's early goal. Well, the goalkeeper Kendall went back then, Alexander. Young has eventually found him with the back pass. He's making a real meal of getting it clear though. On by Peter Thorne. Handyside. On towards Goodfellow. No doubt Cardiff would be absolutely thrilled to take a lead back to Ninian Park. Probably Leigh Lawrence, if you'd asked him before the start, would have found a draw an acceptable result. Spencer Pryor is the covering Cardiff defender. Clark. Handyside. Thomas. That's in nicely, Wayne Thomas. Might get the shot in too. Forced the save from Alexander. Has got a couple of goals this season, Wayne Thomas. And it was a really purposeful piece of play from the fullback. They're Fortune West and Bonner trailing. He's quickly down there, the goalkeeper. Handyside. Kavanagh. Boland. Who had nowhere to go. Picked off by O'Connor. He's letting him run and run, and that's a terrific stop from Alexander. First real save he's had to make that has caused him to be fully stretched. They just let James O'Connor come at them, and it was going to bury itself in the corner before the goalkeeper's intervention. Corner is deep, goalkeeper in trouble that time. That will be a free kick for obstruction against Scott Young. Thomas was obstructed, and it was a good turn of pace, and Young just made sure he wasn't going anywhere. Cardiff on the rack a bit here. Goodfellow is up, so too Imalumo, who's always prime target in these sort of situations. It's going to be Gudjonsson to take the free kick, if he can get the ball to keep still. Here goes Gudjonsson. How close was that? Just asking for the faintest of touches. Someone come in and just nod it home. Cardiff escape. Wicked ball in from Gudjonsson. And Imalumo did get a touch to that, but not a firm enough one. Just skimmed off the outside of his head and behind. Up goes Fortune West. Andy side was very calm there. Got the clearance away, Kavanagh's header. Fortune West touch, now Earnshaw. Trying to go the long way round Thomas, and he's got his free kick. That was for handball, he's saying it was chest. This might give us a clue. It's just there, the incident. And he also handed off Earnshaw, stop him getting to the ball afterwards as well. Now, this is prime Kavanagh range to force Stoke some problems. I doubt it'll be a direct shot at goal, but he's a past master at cutting these in. The likes of Young, Pryor, Fortune West, and Thorne is there as well, far post. It's Pryor, off the post and in! Leo Fortune West, 2-0 Cardiff City. They've been under the cosh for the first 15 minutes of the second half, but they have struck, doubled the lead, and now they are in prime position to reach that playoff final back in Cardiff. Pryor's header was brilliantly saved off the post, and Fortune West couldn't miss. Stoke went to sleep, he got between two defenders, and Fortune West gleefully goes into double figures for the season. That's his 10th goal this term, and one of the most important. Really difficult to defend against that kind of delivery from Kavanagh, but even so, they made it rather easier than it probably should have been, both for Pryor and for Fortune West. But they think they're there. Man with the Midas touch. Well, that is an area where the Stoke City fans are. Unless some way some Cardiff fans have got in there, but I don't see any evidence of that. In the meantime, the game continues. Clark. Another one by Stanyuk. Well, the situation's getting worse here, and these are the scenes that we really didn't want to see. A very, very large police presence, both inside and outside the ground. And the referee, not surprisingly, has just stopped the game for the moment. It's right by this near touchline. I see a couple of, well, I hesitate to call them fans, a couple of people being taken away. And just to reiterate, there doesn't appear to be any Cardiff supporters in there, certainly no Cardiff colours. It appears now to be virtually under control. Iwalumo's touch. Kavanagh got in but didn't really make it. And now a chance. O'Connor, good save. Good very, very solid. Neil Alexander was good fellow, in fact, who had the strike. And the goalkeeper, so often see those spilled. So a low daisy cutter of a shot, and Cook was there to pounce as well. Well, it looks as though we are going to see Andy Campbell just getting stripped off on the bench, so he is going to get around about a quarter of an hour. In the meantime, though, Thorne has Earnshaw onside. He can finish it here. He should have done. Good stop, though, by Cutler. Here's Kavanagh. Didn't reach Fortune West. Bonner, and the chance has gone for Cardiff. What a golden opportunity for Rob Earnshaw. 3-0, there would surely have been no way back for Stoke, but it stays at 2. Stoke's defence all over the place, and Cutler effectively kept them in this semi-final. He was really quickly off his line, closed down the Cardiff striker. The 2 substitutes still wait to come on. Ball's got to be able to play first. Here's Stanyer. Flick on by Iwelumo, only as far as Kavanagh though. It's controlled by Bonner. Here's Thomas. Cook. Was that handball? It didn't matter, he's got it back anyway. Still Andy Cook, onto the left foot. Not sufficient power to really trouble Alexander, who's been safe and assured all afternoon. It's not been Cook's most productive season. He has got 10 goals, but by his standards, it's not great. Clive Clark. That's a nice little turn from Burton. He just fooled Reece Weston for a second. Pryor's missed it. It's come all the way across to Cook. He's played it outside, and really, that wasn't the right option. Cardiff got away with that. Cardiff were stretched for just about the first time in the second half. In the end, Pryor put it behind for the corner. And if Cook had been more direct there, he could well have reduced his team's arrears. Van Derzen takes the corner. Oh, Young flew at it. Might have got a boot in the face from Weston. Shot was charged down. Van Derzen again. Kavanagh in the way. O'Connor. Oh, great chance for Burton. It's in. It might have been deflected, but Stoke City have got themselves back in it. Finally, Alexander is beaten, and the substitution has made a difference. It was deflected. Whether Alexander would have got it anyway is another matter, but what really matters is that Stoke are back in the contest. 2-1 now. Here's the Cardiff lead. It would have gone in last off Leo Fortune West, but it's certainly Burton's goal. Have a look at the goal. Just look at Fortune West here. It was definitely he who it hit last. Cook. Thomas. Plenty of striped shirts in the middle. That's not a bad header. Will it fall for Burton? It will. And off the line by Pryor. And it seemed to take an age until Pryor finally got it away. And Cardiff are hanging on here at 2-1. Here comes Stoke again. This should be the goalkeepers. Played in by Wayne Thomas. They got the flick. Burton was prowling on the far post. He had to adjust his footing there, Pryor, and did well in the end. And Sam Hammam looking about as nervous as I've seen him all season. He wants to hear that whistle, and so does Lenny Lawrence too. And Butterworth in the middle of them. He's had a couple of checks on the watch, but so far with no inclination to blow his whistle. It's a Stoke ball. The crowd are urging them to get forward here. Just got a... Oh, that's a completely miscued throw. Cardiff won't mind that. Campbell has the corner flag in his sights, and he's taken out the assistant official as well. We've played virtually 2 minutes over the 5 minutes that was signalled by the fourth official. And Cardiff not exactly hurrying to take the throw. And that is full time. And Lenny Lawrence does get his result. Earnshaw's early goal set them on the way. After just 12 minutes, Leo Fortune West with a second right on the hour mark provided some insurance, and although Burton got one back and Stoke pressed late on, they couldn't find an equaliser. The teams meet again at Ninian Park in 3 days' time. Final score here with the job done. Stoke City 1, Cardiff City 2.
We're 2-0 up. We have a great opportunity with Robert Earnshaw to put a 3 up. That might have killed the tie. It didn't. But in saying that, I think it was a fair result 2-1 because they had quite a lot of possession for the last 20 minutes, which we expected them to, obviously being the home side. I thought we defended very resolutely and we're quite strong. And even then we were a little bit unlucky on the break, so it sets up for a great tie in the second leg on Wednesday.
There's so much expectation now, isn't there? Does that play its part?
Very much so, yeah. I mean, as each game has gone on and we've won towards the end of the season, the momentum was building. We knew going into each game was getting bigger and more. Everybody was obviously focusing more on it, really. But now we're at a stage where it's do or die Wednesday. We certainly have the advantage, but we all know that the Millennium Stadium is around the corner if we can win on Wednesday.
Of course, you'll have known from your days at Stoke how cruel the playoffs can be.
Very much so, yeah. I mean, when they scored the second goal today, I was thinking a couple of years ago we played Gillingham here and they scored literally with the last kick of the game, and that was the biggest factor in the second leg. So we were pleased that didn't happen. But they know they were in the game today. We also know we're in the game, but we know that we can play better. I think we had to defend deep, knowing that they were coming on to us, which they did today. But I think it'll be a different tie on Wednesday night.
Well, how much of a lift does that late goal give to you?
It was very important actually, and also important to put them under the pressure that we did late stage of the game. It actually shows how tight it can be between the two teams, and it was very vital for us to get the goal.
And in many ways it sort of sets your game plan for you, doesn't it, having this deficit to make up?
I mean, obviously they upset the plans from what we expected from the first leg at home, but things doesn't always work for you that way. But we still have 90 minutes to play for, and we proved it here this afternoon that we can put them under pressure. We can give them something that they can find difficult to cope with, but we got to make sure that we do that down in Cardiff.
Thank you, Oliver. It's the first derby game for 3 years. The last one was in April 1999, and it ended goalless at Ninian Park. And there'll be a new name on the trophy this evening. This is the first final not to feature Wrexham, competition winners on 3 occasions. The only time the trophy's been away from the racecourse was when Barry Town under Gary Barnett won it. Cardiff City have been in the final on 2 occasions. Swansea City once last season when they lost at home to Wrexham. There is the new man in charge at the Vetch Field. On April the 12th, Nick Cusack was appointed player coach for Swansea City. And it's so ironic that Cusack, who earlier this season fought so hard to protect the future of his players, to protect their jobs in his role as PFA representative, after this game will have the task of telling 1 or 2 of them that they have no future at the Vetch Field. There is a massive away support for Swansea City. We're thinking that tonight would be a game of celebration as far as Cardiff City were concerned, celebrating winning promotion to the First Division, and that these Swansea City supporters would be hoping to see their side come here and spoil the party, but as we know, it wasn't to be. So much disappointment, of course, with a playoff defeat against Stoke City, having done the hard work and won 2-1 at the Britannia Stadium, to lose in extra time by 2-0. And Stoke City, of course it was, who triumphed in the Millennium Stadium on Saturday and beat Brentford, and will take their place in the First Division next season. There's Steve Watkin, formerly
of Wrexham, and played in the final last season when Swansea lost by 2-0. There will be a tremendous atmosphere for this game, and it's Cardiff City who will be playing in all green this evening. Cardiff City, for various reasons, are without key players. Neil Alexander is on Scotland international duty. Likewise, Rob Earnshaw and Danny Gabidon is injured. Rob Earnshaw's with Wales. Scott Young too is injured. There's a welcome recall after injury for Andy Legg, who'll be playing against his former club. And a change of ends. Swansea City in their familiar all white. And there is Leon Gian. He plays in place of Andy Campbell. Has a great talent. We've seen that with the Welsh under-21 side. His off-the-field problems have tended to dominate things. This is a Swansea City side. Nick Cusack, as we said, will be telling several of these players that they have no future at the club, but it's a strong-looking Swansea City side, and there's a 17-year-old, by the way, Jay Williams, who this evening finds himself on the bench. And there's Andrew Mumford, one for the future, certainly, former Llanelli player, has just signed a new contract at the bench, and will play a prominent part as well with the Welsh under-21 side in the forthcoming European Championships. So, the final match of the season involving Swansea City and Cardiff City, and there is a great deal at stake, a great deal of pride, as well as £100,000 for the winners, 50,000 for the losers, and one who's played for both. Ian Walsh is alongside me. Ian, it's always been a strong feature of the Welsh footballing calendar, hasn't it, really, Swansea City and Cardiff City?
And some of the atmosphere that we're already witnessing tonight brings it all back. And on a night like this, Ian, you're looking for match winners. I've looked through the both sides, and young Leon Jan, he can turn a game, there's no doubt about that. And for Swansea, Mamadi Sidibe up front, you know, he is a bit of a handful. He's a big lad, very direct, loves to score goals, and he's got the experienced Steve Watkin alongside him. So, lots of players out there capable of turning it on for both sides. And let's look forward to a great game of soccer.
It's a throw on that far side. Andy Legg will take. Plenty of chances in that first half, and you feel surely there'll be goals in the second 45 minutes. Here is Jason Bowen. And ball is played in, looking for Fortune West. Desperate defending, it was Cusack who was there. Here's Maxwell, and a foul by Mumford, just taking Maxwell from behind as he was setting himself up for the shot. Willie Boland it was who was heavily involved before, and Nick Cusack made a terrific block.
Well, it was Cusack on the floor from Boland, and really you can't, even though he might have got the ball, it's difficult to see, you can't afford to lunge in at a tackle on the edge of the 18-yard box from behind.
It's a great position for Graham Kavanagh, isn't it? Mumford it was who conceded the free kick. Legg is there. Just a word with Fortune West, who no doubt will provide nuisance value in that Swansea City wall. But Kavanagh, of course, scored a cracking goal from a free kick for Cardiff City in the FA Cup victory over Leeds in the third round here at Ninian Park to bring them level. What can he provide now? It's Kavanagh. And it's high and wide, and I think he'd be disappointed with that.
I think he'd be very disappointed again, just like Mumford's in the first half. Great position, looks to go to the other corner. I'm sure Roger Freestone didn't want another Leeds United into that far side. So Kavanagh changes his mind, tries to bend it, but you've got to hit it with pace.
Was instrumental in the quarter-final victory at Spetty Park against Newport County, which Swansea won 3-0. Mumford and Phillips just waiting for the ball, and it's Maxwell for Cardiff. Untidy challenge on Fortune West by O'Leary, and this rash challenge really on Fortune West. They can't really afford to give free kicks away in this situation.
Well, that's right, there's no need for that tackle. As much as Chris O'Leary didn't like the fact that he thought the previous free kick was wrong because he's slating the referee, but you can't do that. At this level, you know, yeah, he's a nuisance and they're kicking him and they're pushing him and all that, but that's what he's there for. And if the Swansea players get upset by him, Fortune West knows he's winning the day. They've got to be more cool, more calculated and more professional.
Well, Fortune West is used to that in the second division. Boland, Legg and Kavanagh. Disappointing last time round from Kavanagh, but this is a better position even. Everybody back for Swansea. Here is Kavanagh. Kavanagh! Oh, what a goal, Graham Kavanagh! Chris O'Leary's challenge was punished emphatically. What a great free kick. Roger Freestone's despairing dive to his right, but he could do nothing. And Graham Kavanagh has opened the scoring. It's Cardiff City 1, Swansea City 0.
I don't care which keeper you are, who you are, how good you are, you're not going to stop that. In off the post. Roger Freestone is a fine goalkeeper, and there's the frustration of the man that give it all away. Chris O'Leary, when the ball comes out, he just lashes it. Frustration. But that's the quality that this man can deliver. We've seen it this season on the big occasion, and he's done it again tonight.
Now it's the turn of Cardiff City to make their way up to the podium to receive their medals. There's the victorious Spencer Pryor, Leon Jan, who's made such an impact this evening. So Willie Boland, Ian Walsh's man of the match, Rhys Weston, Jason Bowen, and they're receiving all the plaudits from the Cardiff City faithful. And there we saw the match winner in terms of the goal, Graham Kavanagh. There's Andy Legg just behind Lee Kendall, James Collins, Gethin Jones, and here is the captain, Graham Kavanagh, receiving the FAW trophy, and will hold it aloft to the victorious team and supporters here at Ninian Park. Scenes of joy and delight, and maybe not quite matching success in the playoffs, Ian, but making up for it in terms of ending the season on a positive and with a trophy.
Well, that's exactly what Lenny Lawrence wanted tonight, and that's what he's got. It was a hard-fought affair, plenty of competition for Cardiff tonight. Swansea came here, they battled their hearts out, but it just at the last moment, their fitness, lack of squad, lack of that little bit of quality that Kavanagh gave Cardiff City has cost them the day.